Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is I, Ptah Shakur, here with another Manifestation Monday, here for the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. I'm going to get everybody a little bit of time to get everything situated. I'll make sure I do a little microphone check as well as I share this with particular pages on Facebook. So I recommend everybody get a sheet of paper, get something to write something down. I promise this is going to be very, very eventful, educational next hour. This is going out live on the White Rose Community Television Network here in York, Pennsylvania, as well as it's going to be streaming. It is streaming now here on good old Facebook for all my Facebookers out there, as well as going to be placed on YouTube as well. So I'm going to go ahead and send this out. Shout out to Sharif Ahmed and Peace Elohim for holding it down for the Hour of Power broadcast last Wednesday. Unfortunately, I wasn't available. Got some great news coming up. This 2024 is going to be great. Wonderful information concerning the Giver of Light. It is close to fruition. This is something that as a group we've been manifesting for quite a bit to get some of this wonderful content out to everybody. Almost finished here. So, like I said, if you can hear the sound of my voice, if anybody's out there, I'm going to try to keep be mindful of the Facebook comments. However, you can feel free to call in. The numbers on the below, or 717-846-5067. Let me know if I could, or just give a call in if the microphones or something working. This is we're growing. As you see, the set is growing. There's going to be some little flowers in here, some plants, kind of take it to a whole another level. This is Ptah Shakur. This is home of the high-level conversation to get you all, and anyone that's interested in understanding the fluctuations that's going on at this particular time. This is the great and dreadful day of the Lord. But I'm going to give it another about 60 seconds or so. I got playing in the background here my solfeggio frequency, 432 megahertz. For those out there that understand what that means, these particular frequencies help align different parts of your body, relieve stress, helps enhance relaxation. These are some of these modalities and some of these concepts some people may not be familiar with. But we're going to go ahead and begin. I got the thumbs up that everything is kosher. So as I start my little affirmation, then I'm gonna switch my screen. I'm just gonna get right into what we came here for. So, Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Ptah Shakur, home of the high level conversation. Mr. He didn't say what I think he said, did he? Mr. No Days Off, doing my very bestest to make sure I'm bringing quality content to you and yours. This is the affirmation that I say every single day to help get me in a particular mindset and mood. This is called an affirmation. If you don't have one, go find one. If it appeals to you, I'm going to say mine. If you want to have mine, just go back and look through the transcript, and you can write it down and you can steal it for yourself. This is very, very powerful. Whenever you say I am, whatever you would put behind that, you actually put the frequency out there for you to experience. So I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I'm in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and in each and every one, especially starting with myself. I come from love. I am love. And I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. And I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Behold, I make all things new. I, Ptah Shakur. Let me check this little. Make sure my volume is here before I go into my second part. Beautiful, beautiful. So I, Ptah Shakur, I'm a catalyst for change. You know what catalyst is? Go ahead and Google it. I'm a role model, a youth advocate, transformational life coach, Reiki practitioner, entrepreneur, spiritual guide, and spiritual channel. I'm a rebel here to uninstall cowardice or cowardice. I, Ptah Shakur, seek to shed light on the daily atrocities that are being orchestrated by the elites, and their end game is near. And they do seek control over you and I. This is not a joke. I intend to promote nothing but love, light, education, motivation for all those seeking to understand the current cosmic changes that is taking place in your body, in your house, in this entire span of this particular solar system, and explaining what that particular shift is and how we can utilize it for our betterment, or how we can let others put us in energetic enslavement because of this. I am a dangerous man to those elites and their shadow government that's been in operation since the 1950s. You don't believe me? Go ahead and check Eisenhower's final address to the American people before he hung it up his presidency. He actually alluded to this. However, rejoice, people out there, if you can hear the sound of my voice. This corrupt system is on its knees and is failing as you and I wake up with the illusion of separation, and the illusion that's being cast upon us is being revealed day by day, and things are becoming more and more obvious. Happiness is going to ensue. This is the most powerful time that this is the time that was written about in the scriptures, about the return of the Christ consciousness, which is here. So hence you can also look out for that, where that antichrist consciousness is coming from, as well as the Mayans alluded to this as well. Moving on, for those who identify as whoever and anybody who is willfully participating in your own energetic enslavement, this program is not for you. You can go ahead and change right now. I'll give you a moment. However, if you are a person who would like to better your life and actually learn a little bit about nutrition and learn about deep knowledge that's been hidden from us, as far as that actually explains the greatness and the miracle, a wonderful miracle that you are, and how you can utilize intelligence to manifest things in your life. These are things, if you look at the back of the dollar bill, you see that little pyramid with the eye in it. And keep in mind that that eye is offset, is separated from the base of the masses of individuals are ignorant of these particular laws and principles and the magic that makes you you. However, there's individuals like to take your magic and actually build a heaven for themselves. That time is over. For those who identify as feminine, regardless to what your letters are, I'm asking you, we need your vision. We need your energy to correct the ills that are caused by the imbalance in creation. We notice that there's much more war, rumors of war, poverty, homelessness. All of this comes about as a unbalance of the masculine and feminine energy. So I'm actually calling for that feminine energy to come back. We need you feminine energy providers. For those who identify as masculine, I'm asking you to join me with this particular mindset. We would either die like a man than live like a coward. And I'm asking everybody that has the wherewithal, and you do, to stand up and actually protect the human family with standing to the plate and knowing what's right and what's wrong, and actually putting your life on the line and putting your household on the line to make sure that that right is being expressed daily. To my, I think I'm over 100 now. I got to go check. I'm just kind of jumped up in here. To all my 100th YouTube subscribers, I love every single last one of you all. Make sure you like, subscribe. Go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube. Every single like and subscribe helps freak the algorithm and actually gets this information out to the individuals that need to hear this. So this information that I'm about to go into, the breathing visualization from last week, Ptah's mailbag, which is always great. If this doesn't appeal to you, go ahead and still send a like, do the share. It might appeal to somebody else. I'm sure it's going to appeal to somebody else. So for all my hundreds, soon to be thousands of YouTube subscribers, I'm asking you all that you remember that you are eternal beings, with forever being a fraction of eternity. You are beautiful, powerful children of the most love-light divine grid programmer. To all my youth, to all my hooded youth, we love you. If you didn't hear it last night, or you didn't hear it this morning when you woke up, or you may not hear it when you lay your head down at the taping of this, I love you. We love the youth. We make sure that we, in every opportunity, that we do something to impart that love or that light to a youth, because we believe that the youth that are walking this planet right now, even some of the babies, if you go on YouTube and there's some individuals that are actually remembering their past lives. The youth that are actually on this planet right now are upgrades. I believe it was put in the Bible with Jesus. I don't know if it was Jesus, but it was shared that thank you, God, for not revealing this power and this knowledge to the wise and prudent, but instead revealing it unto the babes. And though these babes are walking around, misguided babes, they still are locked within them divine energy. So we have to do our very best to unlock them, to get this greatness out, so we can cure the ills of the world. So to my hooded youth, we love you, even though my generation let you down and the generation before let you down. The buck stops here with us. Anyone who hears the sound of our voice, this is a call to alarm. I'm on top of the hill waving the sword. For anybody who resonates with this particular information and energy, I'm asking you to join along the side of the good guy. Ask yourself this question in about 30 years. We're in 2024, y'all. I don't think y'all understand how tremendous this next 6 years is going to be and how this relates to the time. And ask yourself, I say 6 years, so imagine 56 years from now. If you're blessed to be alive at that point in time, and you have your greats or your greats, ask you, where did you stand during January 2024 when all these different things are going to be are happening in front of our very eyes? What side of humanity do you fall on? So, like I said, we're here to guide the youth to become their most powerful selves. I got a little message. I'm going to be speaking to that in a moment. To all my star seeds, wanderers, indigo children, angelic souls, I'm going to let you know that we are the new founding fathers of this creation. Asking everybody to get tapped into your universal love that is divinely placed inside of your heart. Find that. Appreciate that. Love that about yourself. We all do certain things that are wrong, so to speak. But we all have this cognitive dissonance where our belief systems actually put us where we're constantly at war with each other. Don't go to war with yourself. Forgiveness. Understand forgiveness. Whenever you forgive someone outside, you're causing yourself to de-stress. So forgiveness, not only for others, forgiveness to yourself. Understand that you are a divine individual at this particular time. And I'm asking you to cast a portion of love to your physical reflections that are walking around, masquerading as your fellow human being or portions of yourself. So love yourself, shine that love, give that love to other individuals. And I'm asking everybody to get tuned in and turned on. This is the most powerful of all hours here. This is the Ptah Shakur Speaks broadcast. So time right now is 8:12. So I got my little board here to kind of keep me on track here. This is January 22nd. And before I even move on, anybody that would like to make a comment, go ahead and make a comment on below. If you want to call in, the call-in number right there is 717-846-5067. You can call in or not, but I'm basically going to go into the bulk of information. So breathing visualization, Ptah's mailbags, and then it's recommended content. Go ahead and close this on out. So just real quickly, like I said, I got solfeggio frequencies playing in the back. Anyone who likes to get some of the sage spray, I noticed on the previous program I was speaking about how to energetically protect yourself, which is very, very important at this time. If you do not have a peaceful surrounding around you, then it's actually going to play into whatever you're going to be experiencing in your life. So I'm going to get to that in a very, very short little bit. But so this is Ptah Shakur. Like I said, my purpose is to be the bridge to actually explain to people these current changes what's going on. It's better to take this information and put it in the back of your head. It's better to have it and don't need it rather than need it and don't have it. So part what we're going to be going into with this particular show is going into what it says Ptah's mailbags. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and email me at ptahshakur@gmail.com. I would love to answer your question. It's going to be kind of fun. I haven't really read through these, but at the very, very in the middle, I'm going to be going in my phone and actually trying to answer some of these questions. I know you out there listening or you all are watching. But just about every week I have a different individual come up and they have a comment or some well-wishing for that particular program that I put forth. So it makes me fills my heart with love and joy to be at a point where I'm able to expound a degree of knowledge. I call myself an Ascended Master. The information that I've been blessed to be privy to, I'm at a position where I'm able to expound some of that. This is a program that I've always wanted to see in fruition. However, that does not take place at this particular area set. So we're going great. We're going far with this. Like I said, we got 100 subscribers, started this program just about a year ago, looking to go do TED Talks. If you're a celebrity out there, if you're someone outside of the York, PA viewership area, I'm willing to travel. We got to get this information out. Like I said, send a plane, send a train. I would love to go ahead and join you. So, like I said, Ptah Shakur, the purpose of this show is to give information concerning, even with the Ptah mailbag, you can send anything that's on your mind. I tell people, if you have a question you want to ask God, just go ahead and send it to me. Test me. This is I'm presenting myself to the public in the form of this live call-in show. So people call in and ask questions. If anything, warning. Didn't get into this. Warning. The information you hear may excite you. It may depress you. It may trigger you. But I promise you the information that's coming to you is peer-reviewed, scientifically backed, factual information. That is my base, as well as I'm adept to speaking into the metaphysical realm, the spiritual realm, dealing with quantum theory, a lot of whistleblowing accounts, a lot of deep history, which, I'm just itching to kind of get to that. And if I have time, I'll go into the human origin. Pay attention when I start rubbing these hands together. That means I'm about to go in. I'm really, really excited. So hopefully I'll kind of move in a way that where I can kind of give you a little snippet of that. And I'm just going to mention one word, and I'm going to write it at the bottom there. It's called Anunnaki. So I just give you, so anybody that knows where I'm kind of leading to, you can go ahead and start getting your questions and everything already. So with that, I just want to share with the purpose of the youth, me being a youth advocate and a feminine energy advocate. This is very, very important as far as for our youth, because we're living in a really crucial time. And I think this is really important to share. That we cannot have life until we can first learn how to cope with death. I'm not just talking about death in the physical sort with your particular body, and anybody that knows anything about the reality of this world, that you that is hearing the sound of my voice, you are an interdimensional being. You're powerful beyond measure in the physical world that you're living in, regardless of what day that you had. The larger aspect of you is your higher self, is that portion that is connected to God. So we may often in this third dimensional matrix seem to fall for the illusion of separation. Sometimes we feel like we're alone, we're lonely, we're dealing with something, we're insignificant. And sometimes the way that the second self speaks to us makes this experience a very hellish one. When in fact, this particular paradise planet that we live on, this particular school, this soul school, this third dimensional soul school, where you place just a small portion in physical flesh, and that is what you call your life. Whatever age you were born, understand that your soul is timeless. It is universal. It's said in this analogy that your life, or however long that you live, compared to your higher self, the larger portion of yourself that did not take this trip into the third dimensional matrix for a reason, is almost equivalent to having your fingernail. Looking at your fingernail right now, hold your hand out and look at your fingernail. That is the portion of your higher self looking at you, with your fingernail being you. You are powerful. When you lay your body down, your energy does not stay there. It moves on and transverses through all of the dimensions that exist. You are currently existing on all of the dimensions at the same time. However, due to the learning aspect, anytime that you want to take a test, you can't have all your abilities and all your powers and all your resource gathering abilities at your disposal when you're taking a test. So hence we seem to forget the tremendous power of who we are. We fall for the illusion, and then we fall for tricks. The tricks of the tricks rabbit comes in and leads us astray. Hence, we are living in that particular time. This particular state of the world is under a state of hypnosis, trance. That is we are being awakened to that due to this portion of space that we're entering into. So just to share this little brief thing about focusing on the youth. Because not only is the financial system at an end, is at death, the political system, if you pay attention what's going on, we got the same people running it back from 2020 trying to run for office. We got an individual that's 100, and another individual that's acting like he's about 200. I'm acting like Joe Biden right now, messing up. So anyways, we need to have our youth involved in these particular decision makings to actually go into the future. So political system is falling, financial system is falling, and our educational system, and this is our focus on the youth. It's in the need of an upgrade. And remember, all great breakthroughs come through great whiffs. So it's time to let go of some of these concepts. However, for my youth, we must teach the youth how to budget and use time, and above all, teach the truth that time is the greatest asset available and it's the most cheapest. Teach the youth that the basic motives at which all people are influenced, and show them how to use these motives, laws, and principles to acquire the necessities and the luxuries of life. To teach youth what to eat, how much to eat, and what is the relationship between proper eating and sound health. We must teach the children that the true nature and functions of the emotion of sex, and above all, teach them that it can be transmuted into a driving force capable of lifting one to the greatest heights of achievements by utilizing their superpowers, which is visualization and your memories. To teach the children to be definite in all things, beginning with the choice to be in a definite major purpose of life. We tell the youth, fail early, fail often, to gather up a particular will, intentional will, and apply yourself to that and understanding, and this is the key thing kind of moving into the bottom there, is understanding the difference between temporary defeat and show them to search for the seed of the equivalent advantage that comes from every defeat. So not only are we going to teach the youth and actually to come up with a will, a purpose, and actually tell them to go run for that 100 miles an hour, and understanding that when they come back and they have not experienced what it is that they thought they was going to experience, that there is a seed, there is a grain of gold in that aspect of them going into motion, and to utilize that to give them the power and the wisdom to ultimately acquire whatever it is that they have in their mind. We must teach the children about the law of compensation. We must teach the children that a definiteness of purpose backed by the definiteness of plan persistently and continuously applied is the most effective form of prayer. We're going to talk about prayer a little bit, then I'm going to get into past episodes, and I'm going to move into the Ptah mailbag. This is very, very important. When you find yourself on your knees and you're praying to the gods above to bring you something into your life, you got to understand that there is already a system put into motion which will allow you and I, you that are listening right there, I hate the point, let me use this finger right here, don't want to send no energy out to nobody. You and anyone, we have the ability to manage, to pull in whatever it is that we want. Make sure that we understand that wherever our focus goes, so goes the power in which you are able to manifest. I said this numerous times before. This is scientifical backed information. Here's your proof. I'm going to write this down here. Maybe you can kind of see it on here. This is why I got this here. We're going to write this right on the bottom here. It's going to be called the double slit theory. I'm going to write that down for those who did not heed what I said and go get a piece of paper to write things down. The double slit theory, which I ain't going to go too much involved, but it's a scientific experiment of human consciousness to realize that you have a connection or interaction with this outside world. And so how that works is, people ask me all the time, like, how do you manifest? And you may see literature out there, you see books, it's called The Secret, it's called The Law of Attraction. I keep carrying kind of light, I don't got my laws and principles with me. However, there are 12 main laws and principles, but by understanding these laws and principles, you are able to understand your interaction with the world. So, double slit theory is a scientific process which has shown that the matter that's in the room, wherever you're listening to right now, whether it be your bathroom, whether you're at work, whether you're on your go, all physical matter or the form of atoms actually are responding to you at this particular moment. It has always been like that. So we have people, like I said, that's been on their knees, they've been praying for a particular change in their life. And so I would talk to them. Because I'm a transformational life coach, my excitement is to help others become the best version of themselves. And so I would say, okay, well, what is it that you are unhappy about with this particular life? Let's call her Susan. And Susan would then say, oh, I don't like this particular vehicle that I have. Okay, well, tell me. Well, what do you want? And this is how the universe responds to that. Yes, you. Singularly you that think that you're just a drop in the ocean. No. You are the ocean in the drop. Study fractals and realize that how one particular fractal actually is the embodiment of that entire fractal off into eternity. And so the individual would say, I want a new car. Okay, in the universe, okay, so why do you want a new car? The why is very, very important. So then the person would say, well, I want a new car because the car that I have is a piece of trash. The tires keep going flat. I can't use my side door. So Then they'll go on for like 5 minutes straight talking about this horrible car that they have. They spent maybe 5 seconds sharing what it is that they want in the form of a new. But you'll understand that when the base of our conversation is on lack or what we don't want, the universe then responds to the frequency. Okay, well that's what they want then. Since you're continually speaking about that, that's obviously what they want. That's the way the universe operates. So I asked everybody to do a different thought experiment. So when you want something, just sit in your most meditative states, and I get into the breathing and visualization and how that visualization is so important. Just in the time when you just wake up in the morning, right before you stop or jump off and you hit your alarm clock, give yourself some leeway. Set your alarm clock maybe 30 minutes before. Allow you to just sit there and start to visualize how you want your day to be. Understanding that, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go get my coffee or whatever it is that you do. And just imagining briefly, you don't have to work out all the details of your whole day. Positive experiences that you would like to experience in your day. Just try that. I call that positively contaminating your next scene. Try it. And tell me exactly how it feels. And then once I do this visualization, that gets you in that mindset, and whatever screen comes in your mind, understand you are getting in contact with the universe, aka through your divine higher self. And this, you have a direct communication line to the infinite source energy. There's no need to go to a particular place, synagogue, church, or whatever, to be able to access this. You have that ability to access that. You don't have to go to someone else. You don't have to get the word of the Holy See and ask him for it. We're talking about prayer now. There's no need to pray for what the things that you want. Understand that by focusing on what you want. Some people call this getting a vision boards. That's a principle. It's called projecting. So if you want something in your life, speak about it. Speak about it to your 5 friends. And I know if your 5 friends, they'll tell you your future. If your 5 friends are not on that level of manifesting or on that level of interesting and better themselves towards manifesting, then it's time for you to find some other friends. Well, you project it. Your friends ain't hearing it. You'll find someone else. So okay, fine. You go on your, so that's what's on your on your Facebook. You look it up in Google so much. Now Facebook is popping up certain things that you're focusing on doing, whether it be taking a trip. You constantly present yourself with that information. Some people call it vision boards. Get a vision board, and whether you want that new car and say with this new convertible with the drop top and smelling the seawater and pull your emotions to it, you are guaranteed to get that particular thing brought to you. That is how you perform prayer. Is by understanding that whatever it is that you want, you by divine right are authorized to receive whatever is in your heart. You don't have to beg and anything like that. Just make sure you keep your focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. That person in your life that is disrespectful in the form of a relationship, they're not giving you what you need. And ask the universe, this is what I want. I want a man that's going to cook for me. I want a man that's going to do this and thus and so and thus and thus and so. And keep repeating that. Understand there's something called hypnotic rhythm. Hypnotic rhythm is not good nor bad. It's a system that's put into creation to help or hurt you. You can use hypnotic rhythm in the form of sports. Simple repetition. I know Steph Curry, he does dribbling and he takes tennis balls. Just simple repeating of a particular process helps bring ease and bring more of whatever it is that you want more into your life. So with these affirmations, waking up in the morning and saying, I am beautiful, I am power, talking to yourself differently, I promise you it's going to be very... And anybody who did the visualization last week, which I'm going to go into right now. What time we got? Somebody said they can't see what's on the paper. That's fine. You don't need to see what's on the paper. So, I recommend we're going to do a little recap of the visualization that was done last week. So anybody, I recommend doing this in a seated position. And I got some little detailed information as well. So, just real briefly, hopefully my music's not too loud. You begin with breath. The closest you can be to your creator is by breathing. I'm going to put that out there. Somebody want to kind of add to that or question me on that, I'm definitely available. So closest you can get to the creator is by breathing. So understand that there's enemies of truth that are trying their very best to keep you in a state of constant fear and stress. And what does that do? That keeps your body conscious. That's right. Your body conscious. You're not breathing. Your body is breathing you. So because your body's been breathing you, and because your body is responding to the music, to the food, to what's being produced in the mass airwaves, it's going to be kind of uptight. Stress. I've actually just read this most recently, and this is like a quick example, real quick before I get into my breathing. Nah. I just mentioned this. So this is a wonderful magazine. It's called Natural Awakenings. I'm gonna be alluding to that and get back to it in a moment. So these are magazines that have quite a bit of information for anybody who's looking to kind of better their lives and try to understand just a new point of view. So go ahead and check that out, and you might find something that particularly interests you. However, back to the breathing visualization. Understand that breathing, if you cause yourself to sit for 5 minutes a day, and this particular breathing method, I'm going to be very, very specific now. This program been going on for maybe about 2 or 3 months. I've been doing it kind of light, touching on some light surfaces, but we're about to go on in, and I don't want to lose anybody. However, this train is really taking off. So when it comes to breathing, I subscribe to doing what's called the 4-4-8. I don't think I need to write that down. I got to write it a little bigger. Failure is part of success, y'all. I see y'all can't see my screen anyway, but I'll go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. 4-4-8. You breathe into the count of 4. And like I said, I recommend doing this standing up. Breathe into the count of 4. Hold to the count of 4. Breathe out to the count of 8. And so with your seconds, we all know what seconds are. And you notice when you first start doing it, you'll breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4 to breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you breathe into the count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out to the count of 8. We're all grown people on here. Doesn't sound hard. I want to see who's actually going to really go ahead and try this. This is not ESPN. I'm not asking you to do some yoga and do some push-ups and all that. I'm telling you to sit there and breathe for 5 minutes. See if you'll be able to push yourself and really get in control. So, and in addition to that, by holding in your core muscles, by holding in where your abs are, I don't care if you got abs or not, you got a little bit of some type of muscle in there. So hold that muscle in. When you breathe into the count of 4, when you hold to the count of 4, you hold that muscle, and you keep holding it as you breathe out to the count of 8. So you breathe into the count of 4, then you clench those particular muscles, and then you hold for the count of 4, and you breathe out to the count of 8. The understanding of that, and I'm going to that just real briefly. See, I'm rubbing my hands together. His name is Joe Dispenza. Thank you, scientist. Dr. Joe Dispenza has this particular understanding of there's something in your body. Just the study of your anatomy. Understand the things you were taught in school, no matter what school you were being taught. This information is coming back, these new discoveries, quantum theory, and the things that they're coming about is mind-blowing. It's actually changing history books and changing education as we know, but it has not transferred into this educational system, and it's not presented on a mass level. This wonderful information I'm about to tell you about the rhombohedron crystals, rhombohedron crystals exist inside of your body, and by holding in that breath for 4-4-8, like I said, this is how I'm on a high level conversation, y'all. We about to go in. So if you enjoy knowledge, you enjoy taking something to a whole nother level through ascension and actually riding this cosmic energy that's coming up, you're going to really love this one. So with this rhombohedron crystal, when you're holding that particular muscles, you actually put pressure on your spinal column. And believe it or not, that whole story about Santa Claus, that has something to do with your physical body, and in your brain, there's something called the claustrum. And so with this particular breath exercise, you're able to get in contact or pull down your higher self. And I promise you, if you find yourself in horrible situations, or even in your work where you have to do customer service and you're constantly being affected by your reflection in physical flesh called your coworker that is doing their very, very best to kind of throw your energy off being the bot type individuals that they are. And there's bots out here, y'all. We got some source players, star seeds. We got a whole cavalcade of individuals. So you got to know how to navigate through these individuals. And so when you come in contact with these very, very unsurly, seemingly disrespectful individuals, how you relate to them will basically show you how to take yourself to a whole nother level. What I mean by that? What you mean, Ptah? What I mean by that is that everybody outside you is simply a reflection of you. And so when they're bringing something to you, for one, stand down. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to get turned up and angry and having your emotions get you involved. Don't do anything while you're angry. So if somebody's really trying to push your buttons, take a deep breath. Listen to old Uncle Ptah here. Breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe to the count of 8. You can say woosah, you can say whatever you want to say. And maybe you've been looking at this person while they're over there bumping their gums. Just imagine that individual as a little innocent little baby. I used to do that. I used to have a discordant energy against Mr. Donald Trump. Used to. I see that, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. It just would cause so much anxiety in myself. Oh my God. He said this, that, and the third. Then I started to realize I could meet the gentleman right now. And able to sit there and objectively, is that the word? Just look at what he's saying without having those ego kind of little binds. And I would just imagine like a little baby. You know, I would just imagine a little baby and then allow and have that genuine respect for that individual. It's very, very key. This love light, if you feeling this love light information, go ahead and holler at me. Go on a Ptah Shakur. This is all helping towards the humanity. We're all doing a little bit of whatever we can. I'm not alone by far. I have a whole village of individuals as well. So back to the visualization. So that's it. You sit there, you do the 4, you do your 4, you do your 8, and then I promise you, if you persist and do that, and this requires repetitive. You may feel very, very, what's the word? Uncomfortable. Like, I'm not doing it right. Maybe I should do this. No, you're doing it right. That thought that's in your mind is telling you, oh, you're not doing it right, is that body consciousness. That is that overprotecting energy in which your body has been exhibiting since birth. You think that you're just one being, but you're not. You're really 3 separating into 2. I already told you about the first part. The first part is your higher self. It's not around here. It doesn't come to the physical plane. When you go to sleep, then you can go back to that. But not here. You're not cheating on this test. So the other 2 parts of you is your conscious mind and then your unconscious mind. So your conscious mind is where you, like I would say, your body consciousness. Understanding you're not breathing right now. You're not separating you're not separating your waste from your vitamins and the nutrients. You're not doing that. Your body's doing that. To the point where sometimes your body just goes on autopilot. And we've seen that during COVID. A lot of individuals COVID shut everything down. When you couldn't go down to Piggly Wiggly, get your ham sandwich or whatever, and then you go into the rat race or the rut of your particular way that you brought in finances, you was forced to stop that. Body consciousness didn't know what to do. You were just sitting there. You probably find yourself still getting up, standing on the porch, waiting for the bus. Then you realize, oh man, I forgot. It's a pandemic. Let me go back in the house and put my mask on. So as the result of that change of physical matrix repetitiveness, the body consciousness didn't know what to do. So then it starts to feel all types of anxiety. It starts to flip out. until you pull your mind down and you say, I got it. I'm behind the driving wheel now. And where are we going? We're going to better ourselves. We're going to better ourselves through working out more. Then we'll do that. Got time on my hand. Before I didn't have time to work out. So this is what's happening. You go and you buy those nice Nikes. You go buy the Nike suit, the sauna suit, the sweat bag. You get everything. Earpiece, everything. And then as soon as the beautiful day you go, you get your suit on and everything. You go to open the door and take a step outside. You know, it's kind of breezy out. Where's that thought coming from? The thought said, you know, no, there's too many people out. You don't want to run around. You don't want everybody to see your blood flying around. So whatever that's that voice. That's the voice of self-imprisonment. That's the voice when even my young individuals that's listening right now, if you got school tomorrow, I know you do. When you want to raise your hand and you have the answer to the question, you just luck upon the answer. You want to raise your hand and let me not raise your hand. I'm like, there's a off chance where you could be wrong and you don't want to be ridiculed. You don't want to be made fun of. You don't want to be ashamed and all that. What is that voice? I was thinking about KROS-One did something called Rockstar, where he did a real deep, detailed dive into what is that voice that's in our head, that's in our place and has something to say. The enemy, he that is in me, that responds to just your consciousness. What is that? That protective, seeming that I would say protective. There's no need to go to war with yourself. So when you want to go ahead and raise your hand and participate, you want to go out for that job, you want to go actually access and to go to a certain other level, you want to move out of the city, and that voice that tells you don't know nobody that's over there. It's a protective mother that is set up to protect your physical body, because in its the design, human nature, we came from out of the woods. You had to listen to that. You hear a crag in the middle of the woods, a prehistoric man, and you hear a twig snap in the woods. You ain't got time to sit there and do all the mental aspect and say, okay, I wonder what the sound of that and how big the sound of it was. Maybe it's a bear, maybe it's a puma. Your body's gonna say, we're getting out of here. So it was set up as a form of protection, but it's not needed right now in that sense. So quiet that mind down. So if you find yourself putting yourself, closing your eyes, doing your 4-4-8s, yes, you're going to try to imagine something, total black screen, total white screen. You're going to have thoughts about what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow. Everything in the world is going to try to come throw you from that. Number one and number two. That is natural. The more you do this hypnotic rhythm, the more you start to apply this and do it more, it gets easier and easier and easier. Then you might find yourself being able to breathe and meditate for a minute. Start with 10 seconds. 10 seconds of just peace of mind and quiet, just peace. And then I promise you those 10 seconds will turn into 30 seconds. The 30 seconds will turn into a minute. The minute will turn into 5. And you will be able to get in contact with the divine spirit, which is you. And to bring a lot of clarity to your life and those other particular actors and things in that. So moving on to the visualization part. All right, that's breathing. Understand, like I just said, that your superpowers, you got 3 superpowers. 1 is sleep. 2 is your memories. And then the second is, or third, is your imagination. So you visualize this light energy coming in. You visualize it through your different chakra points. Let me just kind of switch my little screen here. There you go. For anybody who doesn't know, and each one of those particular chakra points does represent a particular aspect. They basically are you. It's a little delay here. So, visualizing that light coming through your different, that's the next level. If you can sit quietly and have peace of mind for 30 seconds, then you're ready for level 2. Get on board and we're going to level 10 very, very, very shortly. So, that's the recap of the last program. I recommend, I'm going to say a little bit about this every program, because this is the key that would lead you to kind of going into some of this deep knowingness. So, I'm going to kind of get into my little Ptah mailbag, but before I do, I got a little visualization that helps along with that. So, this shows you about how karma, this is something that people speak about, karma. I get it, that's one of the questions for Ptah mailbag. So, Let's just do this simple mental visualization. Put yourself in a nice, comfortable position. Just imagine. You can close your eyes if you like. Just imagine you're on a canoe on a calm lake near a large, high cliff face. So you got your lake, and then right next to it, you got this big cliff. The lake represents the universe and the law. This cliff, yeah, I can't see my screen. The next time I'll write it down. In fact, maybe I should write it down. Nah, skip it. So, don't have too much time. So I'll do this for next time. So you have this cliff right by this particular lake. So the cliff represents your actions. The canoe that you're on represents your life. You cause a small pebble from the cliff to fall in the water near you in the canoe. So based off of one of your behaviors or your actions, suppose you go out and you steal something. You trip somebody, you do something real devilish, you talk, you get somebody fired, you do something like that. You cause these pebbles to fall from the water, and the pebble creates a ripple. That ripple touches your canoe. Remember, the canoe represents your life. Now imagine the pebble represents your karmic debt. So that pebble, when it's falling down, that's the debt. That is karma. And when it hits the water, like I said, the ripples affect your particular life. Now, you carve a larger rock. You do something deviously disrespectful. Large rock falls from this particular cliff, and the ripple, now it's a little bit more aggressive, affecting your particular world. Now, imagine this. Just imagine this. I don't know if there's anybody out here like this. I imagine all of us out there are like this. You cause a huge boulder. You did something so egregious. That's one of Stephen A. Smith words. Something preposterous, egregious, disturbance. And now, this huge boulder, it's causing a whole cliff face is falling, and it's caused a huge movement of this water. And it hits the canoe and flips your entire canoe upside down. And this is what you call life. That is karma. Understand that is what we put out is what we could get back. So, simple pimple, the way to get everything in the right correspondence, make sure you do what's right. Make sure you be right to everybody else. Like I said, I'm moving into my Ptah mailbag. For those who's listening on the White Rose Community Television, whoo! Yeah, I'll get to this. I might not have time to get into human origins. Like I said, I gotta give you just this little bit. Human origins, that's what we're going to be going into next time. But in this particular magazine, I just picked this up. It's funny how frequencies work. You ever go to a library and you just randomly pick a book and then you just randomly pick a page and you read that, and that particular page is something that answers to something that you were been particularly involved in? This is on page 14. I just read this right before I came out the door. This is the oldest wooden structure. Of course, I'm Ptah Shakur. I'm an insider. I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. So I already knew this. But it's just good to have a reminder. So I'm presenting this right now. The oldest wooden structure ever found in the study of journal Nature reports that the discovery of a wooden structure dating back to 476,000 years ago in the Kalambo Falls in Zambia. This structure predates the evolution of human sapiens by 120,000 years. Archaeologists found two preserved interlocking logs joined side by side by an intentional cut notch. Two marks were found on both logs along a collection of wooden tools. The study authors believe that the logs may have been used to build a raised platform, walkway, or a foundation for a dwelling in an area that was subject to periodical flooding. The discovery challenges the views that the Stone Age hominins was nomadic. So basically, long story short, this particular structure that they found in Zambia, 400, what is that again? 476,000 years ago. So this is like a little teaser. Then I'm going to get into Ptah's mailbag. I'm sure I got some great stuff. Those are White Rose Community Television. Like I said, I'm going to be kicking off right at 9 o'clock. Everybody who's listening on Facebook and then later on YouTube, we got some extended coverage. Make sure you go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube or go to Ptah Shakur on Facebook. Send me a friend's request. I'll stay putting dope content. Shout out to all the dope content creators out there. I know some of y'all are logging on right now. I see y'all. So, back to the point. 400 and something thousand years ago, if you study the scriptures in the Bible, and if you use those particular scriptures to try to set a idea how long civilization is in existence, they'll tell you it's about 6,000 to 8,000 years. That is being eroded and thrown away because of these new advanced technologies and advancements. You've had things like Göbekli Tepe that has, these are stone columns that they're finding underground, and it goes down into some type of spirally walkway going down. And as they're going down, they're finding that these large 5-ton megalithic structures have dinosaurs actually etched in the side of these particular megalithic structures. So I'm going to say that again. Dinosaurs. Not the bones of dinosaurs. And I think I had it on my little back screen. I'll pop it up one of these days. Somebody want to doubt me, please call in. Please send them information. Dinosaurs with meat on the bone. You go to certain things like Chaco Canyon in New Mexico. They're finding these structures that say 30,000 years ago. So what happened before we open the book and we find about the Adam and Eve? What does all of that mean? Where is the real essence of human origins? Because the Bible does not answer that. Instead, it promotes more and more questions for someone to think about, such as when Cain killed Abel, is Adam and Eve and Cain killed Abel. So that's 4 people that went down to 3. Then God casted Cain out and put a mark on him so that anybody would find him would know about the sin that he did. If there's those 4 people, there should be no one else out there. And also, what did it mean when the snake actually came to Eve? But what did the snake actually really say? And who was Lilith? Before there's Adam and Eve, there was Adam and Lilith. So basically, these particular things, and because we're living in a time of truth, and the illusions are being eroded in front of us day by day, something to think about. Human origin. We'll get to that at another time, at another place. But Ptah's mailbag. This is, like I said, you can go to ptahshakur@gmail.com, or you can go to YouTube and actually put a particular question. So this particular question comes in. Oh, we got a bunch of them. This person says, I've been experiencing and seeing random lights in the variation of silver sparks or orbs in midair. Can you explain what that means or could mean? Thank you, whoever sent that particular question into the Ptah's mailbag. I am very, very familiar with that. In fact, I actually have visual proof of this. If anybody is interested, I don't know how I can play that. I do have the ability to play some videos. Perhaps, if someone would like to see this video, there's a video of me. It's approximately a minute long. I was in a state of meditation, and an individual walked up on me while I was in this meditation, unbeknownst to me. And there's video evidence of myself going into a meditative state, and there's 20, 30 orbs in and out of this minute video. It's very, very surprised. I've showed it to a couple people. But as far as these orbs, these particular orbs are very, very condensed forms of energy. A lot of the what they call the scientists or the archangels. You may see this. People have seen, anybody who watched Ghost Adventures. I used to watch all that type of stuff. Doesn't really interest me too much nowadays since I know the stuff is real. Same as UFOs. I used to be with that guy watching UFO videos left and right. But trust and believe, we're all going to see plenty of those as we move towards this particular shift. But orbs are really condensed forms of energy. Understand that you are not alone. Everybody can hear the sound of my voice. Everyone has at least one spiritual overprotector or guardian angel. as you would say, that has been watching over you since at least one. I believe it said the average. That's a guardian angel, but some of our ancestors and guardian individuals look over us. Like 5 to 7. Every person has a little bit of one of those. So they may reach out and do certain things. So these particular orbs are, like I said, real highly condensed energies. This Earth, this planet right now. And I don't even want to call it Earth because that's not the real name of this. We're going to take it back to its origins. And Africa is not Africa, it's Alkebulan. And this planet is not called Earth, it's actually called Agartha, which we'll get into that a little bit more with the human origins and why 470,000-year-old things are being found. And we're seemingly thought that, oh, it's only a 6,000-year planet. No. So that, like I said, those orbs and everything, they are visitors, say so to speak, from other different dimensions that are popping up. So a lot of you all, if you find yourself awakening, you'll notice more and more orbs. You'll notice repeating numbers, 1111, 222, 911. That's your ancestors trying to get in contact. You know, how's that work? How's that work? So imagine if you're just driving down the street and then you have your ancestors say, hey, look over here. You look over here and you see the license plate. Oh my God, that's the third time I've seen 33, 417, 174, 417. This type of numbers. It just shows that you are getting in contact with the subtle whispers of your higher self and able to notice these particular things. Deja vu is another one as well. Nobody asked that question, so I'm not going to go into that. Next question. Who is the Hat Man from dreams? I actually just recently found out about this phenomenon. It's a hat man. It's like a dark, shadowy individual with a hat. I'm aware of different beings, and a lot of them are very, very malevolent, is the word. Very, very peaceful beings. You may hear about like the skinwalkers and the dog man and all that, and we get so scared. And it's so interesting. I'll speak to people about meditation and pendulums and all those type of things. But we've been programmed, y'all. We've been programmed that anything that's new or different than what we've been exposed to in our belief system is pagan, is evil. I hear about tarot cards. People get scared. They won't even put a tarot card in their hand. They get scared. Oh my God! The devil's gonna get me. That's the devil's not in the tarot cards, folks. Understand that the devil is really the ones who did their very best to keep you in a state of fear. And yes, I'm sharing that right now for anybody who wants to know and actually wants to have an intelligent conversation. There is no hell underneath your feet. They say that the hell, at least what's taught in the scripture term, is some hot stuff. But as far as the hell being 7 times the heat of the sun, it always was very juvenile to me. I asked the question. I was like, if it's 7 times the heat of the sun, you think you would feel a little bit more than this cold, frigid day that we're experiencing. But understand that if you're able to embody fear and confusion to youth at a very young age, then when they become older, they will be very, very incapable of really understanding the foundation of higher level consciousness, which is needed to actually break this illusionary realm that we live in. And so what I mean by that is, yes, there's no need to lie about your children about the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. You may think it's fun that you passed that traumatic experience on because your parents told you about somebody coming and you're wondering at night and you understand little hearts and little bodies. Oh my God, somebody's going to do a breaking in, but not a burglary. They're going to break in to give stuff. We got to understand is that we learned that from our foster fathers. We learned this from individuals. We didn't do that when we was in our mother countries, wherever your country was. But we adopted the thinking of individuals who are particularly shown to be the enemy of truth, enemy of progression. We're living in 100-year little pause here. Thankful to the individuals that did not want to go in motion with the knowledge that Nikola Tesla and great minds of that time, but instead chose to kind of stay in this. So anybody who's kind of logging off of White Rose Community Television, this is the weekly show, Ptah Shakur Speaks. Check me out, 8 for 9 p.m. Go to YouTube. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Everybody's still in their rock and roll. And I'm going to do about 2 more of these particular questions. But anybody that's living out there, share a little bit of love and light to your reflections that's walking around. And we do our very best to actually reclaim this particular portion of space that we call our home planet and not letting other individuals take us left. So, moving on and grooving on. Who is the Hat Man? That is a experienced individuals having, such as the Bigfoot, skinwalkers, nature spirits. You find when you go out into nature, and I really do recommend everybody do your very best to go out to nature. I know it's kind of cold out, depending on where you're listening to this at, but nature has a particular stillness, for one, that is very, very, that kind of reminds you to go into the stillness of yourself to seek all of your answers. Not only that, but even the particles that are being distributed by the trees and things of that nature. It's been shown to have a tremendous benefit to the human body. But getting caught in this inorganic world, the world that these bad actors are trying to take us into, this new world order. And I did a show previously about the new earth. If you want to experience the new earth, keep listening to content like this. New world order. If you want to go towards that, go right ahead. Go full speed. Go ahead and get your metaverse goggles. Go ahead and turn away from nature. Stay in your little cubicle with your 90-degree angles. Not understanding that how energy can't even flow. There's nothing in the universe or in nature that represents a 90-degree angle. So just even in the constructs of the buildings that we live in is not sending us back the energy that we need to actually move forward with this energy. The food is certainly not, the fast food is not giving us what we need to foster and grow into this. So by compounding that and eliminating yourself from nature, and like I said, not drinking the proper water, speaking to your water is very, very important. Say I love you to it. It's been scientifically proven. Go ahead and talk Dr. Masamuto Amamoto. I think I said that correct. It's even on Facebook. You can see all the different videos on which he has where he takes water and he flash freezes it. When you say something positive to it, and it takes on these wonderful geometrical shapes, say something negative to it, and then you have the otherwise. And like I said, understand the words that you speak and the power of sound. That's something my son asked me about. I said, son, what should I speak about today? He said, tell him about the power of sound. I said, all right, go into a little bit. The frequency in which you speak is not just related to the sound of the auditory. And understand that even human beings, we have the worst hearing of a lot of the different animals that can hear way better than us. However, understand that when you speak, the words, the energy in which you speak, it goes beyond the peripheries of just echolocation or where your sound barrier. It actually goes out. The energy that comes from you goes out to the very, very edges of the universe. And you actually incorporate and bring that energy back in the form of a torus field. If you was able to see me in my physical form, you would see, even in the form of this, you see this aura, this particular energy. It comes out from the top of your head, goes out, expands. This is just your part of your body. You have your physical body, then we have a larger part of you. It's called your etherical body. And so you have different suits, so to speak, or different bodies that expand through different periods of space-time. And with that particular energy, like I said, always kind of reverts back. Just think of like an inner tube. You're inside an inner tube, in which your human body and the energy that makes you is very, very similar to the energy that makes the entire cosmos. So the shape of the universe and how it can be unending. It's not the fact that it just goes off into forever. Universe actually has a shape, and that shape is the shape of a like an inner tube. Just if you imagine you're an ant inside of an inner tube, you can go around in this particular way. You can go on in existence because it keeps going around and around. Or you can go the long part of the inner tube. You can go up on a 45-degree angle. You can do whatever you want. But either way, there's still a closed surface, which you constantly kind of meandering through the periods of time. We get into all that. So that is you. This is you. But you are a torus field of energy. That makes it true, of which we were speaking about karma. Whatever you put out, it's coming back to you. It may be a period of time. And this is where hypnotic rhythm is very, very important. So whatever dream that you have in your mind, be persistent about it. If you want to go ahead and win the lottery, there's people that have won the lottery so much. There's a lady who wrote a book, and they asked her, why do you keep winning the lottery? There's no such thing as luck. Luck is misunderstood science. With consciousness, a person is able to break what's called the uncertainty principle. So you're able to have luck, as they call it. And as this individual, and I spoke about this on a previous episode, so you can go back on my YouTube. I keep a history of all those. She has this called SPEC. S-P-E-C. The S stands for select. The P stands for project. The E stands for expect. And then the C stands for collect. So you select it in your mind. You say, first you got to have a little bit of peace of mind. And not want something that is put into your nature in the form of food or sex or whatever this musical imprint on your one. No. Go to the point of void. Go to the point of nothingness, so then you know that whatever the want that you're coming up with is divinely from your higher self, not something that's put on you. Now, I'm not talking about no Gucci belt, because you know society's telling you to do that. I'm not talking about you got to go surround yourself with 5-6 women, because the rappers is telling you need to do that. Quiet all that out. Find what it is that you really divinely want within yourself. Or you want to be a bird, make bird houses for a living, or whatever that aspect is. You're going to have to find that, and it's best to find that now. And that's why I said youth need to fail early, fail often. They don't want to fall into the rut of being forced into this world of form and trying to find a way to fit into this world by the thoughts that the world is putting into your mind, only to find that you're about 35 years old and you're sitting and looking around at this woman and you're looking around these house and looking at these kids and say, I didn't want any of this. I just did what I thought I was supposed to do. I went to school, I got a job, then I got a house, then I procreated, got my 3.5 kids, I got my house with a picket fence, got my wife, got my side piece. This is what the world is presenting to you. This is the order of the day. So you gather all those and your side piece and your burner phones and all that other foolishness. And then you decide, I don't want any of this. And then that moment of your higher self will come to you in a dream or some more forceful way to sit you down in the form of maybe an accident or something. You understand that angel and devil, they got the same jerseys on. The whole purpose of this whole life is to evolve and actually move into another space. Change is the most unwanted thing in creation, but it's the most necessary. So we find in our lives that we get caught into ruts. You don't get caught in the rut. You put yourself in the rut. Because the belief systems that we abide by that particularly keep us in the rut. Don't nobody put you in the rut. You put yourself in the rut. So as you start to bring in this new information and start to make these subtle changes in your life, then you understand the enemy that is inside of you will fight you tooth and nail every single way towards your evolution. You start to change and you start finding yourself working out. You finally worked up the courage. You opened the door and they said it was windy. And that's body consciousness trying to tell you to go back in the house. And I don't care. I'm coming out. If I get sick, I get sick. I got PTO. Then you doing your jogging and you seeing your blood moving all around. And then somebody look at you and then they're over there looking at you. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that. Next time they see me, I'm going to have a less blah. So as you keep on having that internal battle inside of your mind and constantly choosing the right thought, you'll find that opposition thought, it starts to become more of an empowering thought. Because now you've worked out consistently. You've been doing it for 3 or 4 months now. So now when you're walking or you're running and you tell yourself, I'm going to be going for 30 minutes, and while you're 20 minutes in, you feel your knee hurt. Ooh, the knee is going to I don't know. I'm telling you, push past that. We got to have and I'm trying to wrap this on up. It's 9:09. We got to have a wonderful relationship with pain. I tell this to youth. I've been invited to go into wonderful schools and actually speak to middle graders and upperclassmen and all that. And I tell them your relationship with pain, you have to reanalyze that. Understanding that suffering is different than pain. Suffering is when you lose the life of a loved one or something of that nature. You might lose a dog or something that you put your bodily connected to. However, pain is a little bit different. It requires this operation I used to work for. It's called mental toughness, where we take youth and bring them in for a week. Had to get up early, had to do physical exercise, not too hard, but enough to bring them out of their comfort zone. And even with that, they understood real quickly that we stand up all night playing Call of Duty. When they're out, you got to come in, you got to do some burpees and do some planks and things of that nature. Understand that pain that your body is feeling, because it's unfamiliar with doing the leg lifts and things of that nature. I say push through that. Push through that pain. There's something on the other side of pain. Some people get a little bit of pain, particularly youth. Yes, youth, I'm talking to you. Hooded youth. I love you. So this is going to come across kind of harsh, but it's much needed. Some of you youth out there, you get a little bit of pain, you back off. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't want none of that. I'm telling you, your success, your glory is through that pain. So as you push yourself through that pain, that's when you find your glory. And I'm not talking about glory to the Lord. I'm talking about glory of yourself. And as far as how the glory that's inside of you and how you are able to move these boundaries that's in your mind based off of your will. And that's when you really get a person activated and tapped in to their divine self. And you cannot stop a person like that. So, just in kind of wrapping up, it's 911. Uh-oh, my ancestors talking to me. They're telling me to wrap it all up. But we're just going to get into that. So if you got any questions dealing with ghosts, God, dreams, anything of that nature, please send that in. Ptah Shakur at gmail.com. I don't even have my screen up. Here, let me switch it around. In case somebody doesn't know how to spell, I say Utah with a P. So this is, like I said, the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. Please stay tuned for the Our Power. It's taking place on this same channel as well. It's going to be hosted by myself and Sharif Hamed. We're going to get together and see exactly what the content is going to be. I had to kind of step out for last week to kind of prepare this next move, which is going to be, our next move is going to be the best move. You best believe it. So, please log in, take the questions, Ptah Shakur at gmail.com. Send them to me. I'm somewhat of a TikTok, Facebook checker. People saying, "Hey, check this out." It's a lot of there's a lot of confusion that's been putting out there. A lot of deep fakes. They can take a picture of somebody and have them say the most outlandish thing. We're moving into some real interesting times. So please use discernment at every turn. Because the enemy of the truth is not backing down at all. And because of that, I'm stepping up my love and light to provide as much education, motivation, and inspiration as they pull up all their things to try to bring you into a dystopian world. We're not going for none of that. So like I said, but this is Ptah Shakur. It goes out on Facebook. It's going to be Our Power, Wednesday, 8 p.m. You can always find me here on this particular channel. So just in my brief little closing. And like I said, we're going to get into the Anunnaki and all that in a little bit. So I'm asking everybody to find your heaven on earth. If you live in a home and you got people that's crazy, you change your diet around, you want to eat some sea moss, come down to Central Market there right there on Beaver and Philadelphia Street every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We got some wonderful sea moss there at our sons and daughters. You come get your sage sprays, your sage sticks, Palo Santo, wonderful soaps that really enhance and moisturize your skin. Wonderful bath and body products, body butters, beard oil, beard butters. Oh, about to drop stuff. Got all that. Get that sea moss. People are trying to change their diet around. So if you need inspiration, you need a motivation to go ahead and take control of your life. And understand that the people that's in your family, that's in your household, some of your greatest obstacles, got you the same last name as you. Live in the same house as you. And understand that that is the way that it's set up. You have no idea what your higher self. Yes, your higher self. You might find yourself in positions in life like, how am I here? Why am I here? Ask your higher self, what is it that you have to learn in this spirit school? This earth is a spirit school. We came here for a path and purpose to learn and evolve and stuff. You'll find people that don't want to. They want to stay in the rut. They want to keep eating their pork or whatever. And they want to keep, doing their substances and things of that nature. That's fine. Let them go where they want to go. This is the third 3D, 5D split. This is the new heaven and the new earth that was spoken about in Revelations that John was speaking about. Behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth all passed away. So some understand that everybody's gonna walk there with you, no matter how your best friend in 5th grade that sat next to you. If you are looking to walk into this new world, into this heavenly experience that is written about in all those stories that you read when you was in Sunday school, this is the time that we're living into. And to walk into that experience, you may have to forsake. Like we say, Jesus, you need to take your cross. You might look around, you're not going to see nobody but you. Because one of the also things was saying, moving into this high dimensional frequency. It said, one analogy that was said that the rich man, the possibility of the rich man moving into this is the opportunity of a camel going through the eye of a needle. It's alluding to stuff. When it said, packed and paved with good intention was the road to hell. Or shall I say this? Split. There's a split that's packed with individuals and it's paved with good intention. Then there's another split that is seldom traveled. So ask yourself, where would you align to the next COVID jab that comes out? The next fear-based attack from above or below? Where's the masses going? That's paved with good intention. Use your own discernment at all times. Find your heaven on earth. And I promise you get contact with the God divine within. And when you do get in contact with that God divine within, it's going to be glorious. Make sure you do whatever you can to create small pockets of heaven on earth. It could be your backyard. It could be your house. It could be your basement. It could be paintings that you do. It could maybe be the wise words you say to the young boy down the block. Make sure you do whatever you can to create these bubbles of heaven on earth so that we can magnify that. We don't need a lot. Just study the 100th monkey and realize that you only need a certain segment of the population to reach a certain level of awareness. And then that in turn is a catalyst that causes creation. Not everybody has to do, you don't got to reach them all at the same time. That's why let them do what you do. Bring your frequency up. We'll change it over on their own. And then they'll have an opportunity for heaven on earth. So everybody be nice to everybody out there. And love and light to you all. Peace, love, and light.